Have you ever met someone, and decided how you felt about them in just 5 seconds? Maybe even less. Think about it. You see someone new, maybe in a class, at work, on the street, or at a party. You look at them, and something in your brain says, I like this person, or I don't know about them. You don't know their name. You don't know their story. You don't even say hello yet. But something happens inside you. A little voice gives you a feeling, good or bad, and it happens very fast. It might be their face, their eyes, their clothes, or how they walk. Sometimes, we say, I have a good feeling about them. Other times, we say, there's something about this person I don't trust. But where do these feelings come from? And are they right or wrong? If you've ever felt this way, don't worry. You're not alone. It happens to everyone. The truth is, your brain makes these decisions all the time, often before you even notice it. And today, in this video, we are going to talk about why. Why does your brain decide so fast? Why do you feel one way about a person you just met? And most importantly, can you change your first impression of someone? Or can they change their impression of you? You're about to find out. In this video, you're going to learn something surprising, useful, and yes, powerful. And don't worry, everything will be explained in simple English, so you can improve your English skills while learning about psychology and real life. We'll talk about how first impressions work, why your brain makes them so fast, and how to make better first impressions when you meet people. And we'll also talk about something many people forget: first impressions are not always correct. Yes, sometimes we think we know someone, but we don't. Sometimes we feel, this person is rude, but later we learn, oh, they were just shy. That's why understanding this topic is so helpful, not only for communication, but also for kindness, relationships, jobs, school, and yes, even learning English. Many English learners feel nervous when meeting people. They think, what if my grammar is wrong, or what if I sound strange? But here's the truth, most people don't remember your grammar. They remember your energy. They remember your smile. They remember how you made them feel. And the science of first impressions can help you use that to your advantage. By the end of this video, you will know what a first impression is, how to understand it, how to use it, and how to go beyond it. So let's start, from the very beginning. Let's start simple. What is a first impression? A first impression is the very first thought or feeling you have when you meet someone new. It's your first emotional reaction. It's like your brain says, this is what I think about this person. It could be good, bad, or neutral, but it happens very quickly. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are at a party. A new person walks into the room. You see them before they speak. You notice their clothes. You notice their face. Maybe they are smiling. Maybe they look serious. Maybe they are walking fast or slow. All of these things give your brain information. And your brain puts that information together like a puzzle, fast. Maybe in 1 second. Maybe in 5 seconds. But it doesn't take long. Your brain says, okay. This person looks nice. Or maybe, I don't know about this one. That moment, that first idea you have about them, is your first impression. You don't plan it. You don't choose it. It just happens. But it can affect everything that comes next. Let's look at more real-life examples. Imagine you're sitting in a waiting room. The door opens, and someone walks in. They sit near you. You glance at them, just for a second. In that 1 second, your brain starts working. It might think, they look friendly. Or, they look tired. Or, they look important. But how do you know? You don't. You don't know their story. You don't know anything about them. But still, your brain gives you a feeling. Or maybe you're at work, and you meet a new coworker. Before they even say hello, you already feel something. Maybe you think, she seems confident. Or, he looks quiet. These thoughts come fast. We don't even know why sometimes. It's not always fair, but it's very human. It happens every day, in almost every situation. And guess what? Other people do the same thing when they meet you. Now here's something important to remember: first impressions are often not correct. Just because you feel something about someone, doesn't mean it's true. You might think someone is cold or unfriendly, but really, they are just shy. You might think someone is too loud, but maybe they are nervous. First impressions can be strong, but they are not always right. And people might feel the same about you. Maybe they meet you and think you are too quiet, but really, you are just thinking carefully. Maybe they think you don't speak much English, but actually, you understand more than they know. That's why first impressions can be powerful and dangerous. If we believe them too fast, we might miss the chance to know someone truly. So yes, they happen fast, but we need to stay open. We need to give people more time. And we need to give ourselves time, too. So why does this happen? Why does your brain decide so quickly when you meet someone new? The answer is simple, but very interesting. Your brain wants to protect you. It wants to keep you safe. Every time you see a new face, your brain asks, is this person good or bad? Can I trust them? Should I get close, or stay away? These questions happen in the back of your mind, fast, automatic, and quiet. You don't hear the questions, but they are there. It's like your brain has a little security guard inside. The guard says, hey, we don't know this person. Let's be careful. And that's when you get a feeling. A feeling of safety, or danger. A feeling of trust, or not. This happens in everyone's brain, all around the world, in every culture, every language. It's human nature. Your brain uses something called a shortcut to make these fast decisions. The science word is heuristic, but let's just say shortcut. A shortcut means your brain takes small information, like how someone looks, how they talk, or how they move, and uses it to make a big decision. Why? Because it's faster. The brain doesn't have time to look at every detail, especially in a new or busy situation. So it says, okay. This person is smiling. That's a good sign. Or, this person is frowning. Maybe they're not friendly. But sometimes, the shortcut is wrong. A person might be frowning because they are thinking hard. Not because they are angry. Or someone might smile, but not be friendly inside. The brain's shortcut helps us, but also tricks us sometimes. Let's repeat this in a very simple way. Your brain uses shortcuts to save time. It sees one or two things, and makes a fast decision. It does this to help you. To keep you safe. It doesn't want to wait. It wants to act fast. Smile equals safe. Frown equals maybe not safe. Eye contact equals confident. No eye contact equals maybe shy. These little signals become the first impression. You don't choose this, it just happens. But now, because you understand it, you can be more aware. You can say, that's just my first impression. I don't know the full story yet. Here's something cool about your brain, it's always working in the background. When you meet someone, your eyes send signals to your brain. Your ears do too. Their voice, their clothes, their smile, all of it gives small messages. Your brain takes these messages and makes a fast guess, I think this person is nice. Or, I'm not sure. But again, this guess is not always correct. It's like reading the first page of a book and thinking you know the full story. So while first impressions are natural and fast, they are not always fair. That's why it's good to take a step back, and give people time. Let's look at a clear example. A job interview. Imagine you walk into the room. You're wearing clean clothes. You look around. You smile and say hello. The person interviewing you watches carefully. Before you speak about your skills, they already have a feeling. This person looks confident. Or, they seem nervous. They may not even know why they feel that way, but it happens. And it happens fast. Maybe you sit with good posture, they think, okay, professional. Maybe you don't make eye contact, they think, maybe not confident. And remember, this can happen in 5 seconds or less. That's the power of first impressions. That's why understanding them, and learning how to manage them, is so important. Let's look at another everyday example, meeting a new teacher. Imagine it's the first day of school. You walk into the classroom. A new teacher is there. You don't know anything about them yet. But you're already thinking something. Maybe the teacher is smiling. They say, "Hello everyone. I'm happy to meet you." Right away, you feel something like, she seems nice. Or maybe the teacher walks in, doesn't smile, and starts writing on the board. Now the feeling is different. Maybe you think, he looks strict. In both situations, you didn't talk to the teacher yet. But your brain already gave you a message. That message becomes your first impression. The same thing happens for the teacher. When they see you, they also get a feeling. They notice who is smiling. Who is looking up. Who is looking away. And yes, they might already feel who is a good student or who is not paying attention, even if they don't say it. Is that fair? Maybe not. But it's real. First impressions happen fast, even in school. That's why it's so helpful to know how they work, so you can use this moment wisely. Just a smile or a small hello can change the whole picture. Now think about this, you're walking down the street. You see a stranger walking toward you. You look at them for just 1 second. They don't say anything. But still, you feel something. Maybe you think, this person looks safe. Or, I feel nervous. Why does this happen? You don't know them. They didn't do anything bad. But your brain is still working, trying to decide fast, can I trust this person? It looks at their clothes. Their face. Their walk. Their eyes. Your brain uses these small things to make a fast decision. Maybe the person looks tired. Maybe they look serious. Maybe they are talking on the phone. All these things can change your feeling in just 1 second. This is how fast, and sometimes how unfair, first impressions can be. This doesn't mean you are a bad person. It means your brain is trying to protect you. But it also means you should be careful with these quick thoughts. Don't always believe them. Sometimes, the person you feel unsure about, could be very kind. Sometimes, the person who seems confident, could be pretending. So again, the message is, notice your first impressions, but don't stop there. Keep your mind open. This quick decision-making doesn't just happen once in a while. It happens all the time, every day, in many different situations. On the bus, in the supermarket, at school, at work, at parties, at the gym, online, anywhere people are. Every time you meet someone new, or even just see someone, your brain starts working. Sometimes, the impression is strong. Sometimes, it's small. But it's always fast. Think about your daily life. How many people do you see in one day? 10. 20. Maybe more. And how many of them do you form ideas about, even if you don't speak to them? Probably a lot. Maybe you see someone with a big smile, and you think, they are friendly. Maybe you see someone with headphones and no smile, and you think, they don't want to talk. And maybe you're right, or maybe you're not. These are all examples of your brain trying to make sense of people, fast. It's natural. But it's also a reason to slow down, be kind, and give people more than one chance. There's something else that makes first impressions strong, your own emotions and memories. Sometimes, we feel something about a person because they remind us of someone else. Maybe a person has the same face shape, the same voice, or the same hairstyle as someone from your past. Your brain remembers that old person, and brings the same feeling back. Let's say you had a bad experience with a person who was very loud. Now, when you meet someone new who is loud, you feel uncomfortable. Even if the new person did nothing wrong. This is called emotional memory, and it's very powerful. Or maybe someone reminds you of a kind person from your past. Then you feel happy when you see them, even if they're a stranger. These small connections in your brain are fast and quiet, but they can change your mood and feelings very quickly. That's why two people can meet the same person, and feel different things. One might say, he's funny. Another might say, he's too much. Both are looking at the same person, but their emotions and past memories are different. Isn't that interesting? So, let's be honest, our first impressions are not always right. In fact, sometimes they are very wrong. We look at someone and think we know something about them. But really, we don't. We guess. We feel. We imagine. Let me give you a common example. You meet someone at a party. They don't talk much. They don't smile. They stay quiet in the corner. What do you think? Many people might say, they're not friendly. Or, they're rude. But maybe, they are just shy. Maybe they don't speak the same language well. Maybe they had a hard day. Or maybe they are just not ready to talk yet. The truth is, we often judge people too quickly. We think our first impression is the truth, but it's only a guess. And this can cause problems. We might miss out on good friendships. We might be unkind. Or we might feel sad or confused later when we learn more. So it's important to remember, our first thoughts are only the beginning. We must look deeper. Another big reason we make wrong first impressions is bias. Bias means we already have an idea in our mind, even before we meet someone. These ideas come from our culture, our family, the media, or past experiences. For example, maybe you believe tall people are more confident. Or maybe you think people who wear glasses are smart. These are not always true, but they feel true in the moment. Or maybe you heard something negative about a group of people, and now, when you see someone from that group, your brain feels something without a reason. That is bias. We all have it. It doesn't make you bad. It just makes you human. But we can learn to see it. We can ask ourselves, why do I feel this way? Is it based on truth, or just a habit? This is how we grow. When we understand our biases, we can start to make better, more fair impressions. And we can give others a better chance, too. Now let's talk about another part of first impressions, your own feelings in the moment. Maybe you are tired. Maybe you are hungry. Maybe you are angry about something that has nothing to do with the person you are meeting. But still, those feelings can change how you see others. Let's say you are very tired. You meet someone new. They are full of energy, talking a lot, moving fast. You might think, this person is too much. But maybe if you met them on a different day, a day when you had more energy, you would think, wow, they are fun. The same person, but different impression. Why? Because you were in a different emotional state. That's why it's important to know, sometimes your first impression is more about you than about the other person. Your feelings, your mood, your stress, these things all play a role. So when you meet someone new and feel something strong, it can help to pause and ask yourself, is this about them, or is it about me today? Now let's ask a big question, can first impressions change? The answer is yes. In fact, they often do. Just think about your own life. Have you ever met someone and thought, I don't like them, but later, after talking to them more, you became friends? Or maybe you thought someone was very smart, but later you realized they were just confident, not always correct. These are examples of how impressions can change. Here's a personal story. When I met one of my closest friends, I didn't like him at first. He didn't smile. He didn't talk to me. He looked serious. I thought, he doesn't want to be friends. But one day, we had to work together on a project. We started talking. I listened. He listened. And I discovered something: he was funny, kind, and very smart. He was just quiet. That experience taught me something important: first impressions are just the beginning. People change. And we change our minds, too. The best way to go beyond a first impression is simple: spend time with the person. Talk to them. Ask questions. Listen. Share. Human connection takes time. The more you see someone, the more your brain gets new information. This helps update your first idea. Maybe they were nervous on the first day. But the next time, they smile more. The third time, they ask about your day. Slowly, your impression grows deeper. You don't just see the surface, you start to see the person. And the same happens for them. They start to see you, the real you, not just your clothes, face, or accent. That's why patience is powerful. You don't need to be best friends right away. Just take one step at a time. Let people change in your eyes. And let yourself change in theirs. So what's the lesson here? It's simple: stay open. Stay curious. Know that your brain will always give you a first impression, it's natural. But don't let that be the final impression. People are complex. Everyone has a story. A past. A reason for their actions. You never know what someone is going through. You never know what kindness they could bring into your life. So the next time you meet someone new, take a breath. Notice your first feeling. And then, give it space. Ask questions. Listen. Share something small. Let the relationship grow. That's where real understanding begins. So now, let's turn the focus to you. Let's talk about how you can make a good first impression, in school, at work, in social life, or even online. And guess what? It's not difficult. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need perfect English. One of the easiest, and most powerful, tools you have is your smile. A simple smile can change everything. When you smile, people feel more relaxed around you. They think, this person is friendly. They feel safe. They feel welcome. You don't have to smile all the time, but when you meet someone for the first time, a warm smile shows kindness. It shows you are open to connection. Think about it: how do you feel when someone smiles at you? Usually, you feel good. You feel seen. You feel like they are saying, "Hello, I'm happy you're here." And that's a great first impression. Even if you're nervous, try to smile. Even a small smile can go a long way. Another important part of making a good impression is your body language. This means how you stand, how you move, how you look at others. You don't have to be an expert. Just a few small changes can help. First, eye contact. When you meet someone, look into their eyes for a few seconds. Don't stare, just show that you are present and listening. Eye contact tells people, I am here. I see you. I respect you. It builds trust. Second, stand tall. Good posture shows confidence, even if you don't feel confident yet. Stand with your back straight, shoulders relaxed, and head up. Try not to cross your arms or look down. Your body speaks before your words do. If your body says, I'm shy and closed, people may feel unsure. But if your body says, I'm calm and open, people will feel more comfortable with you, and your first impression will be stronger. Many English learners worry about speaking perfectly, but that's not what matters most. What matters more is speaking clearly. When you meet someone for the first time, use simple, friendly words. Say, "Hi," or "Nice to meet you." Speak slowly. Don't rush. If you make a mistake, it's okay. People will not remember your grammar. They will remember your tone, your smile, and your kindness. So, speak in a way that shows your heart. If you feel shy, prepare a few sentences in advance. For example, "Hi, I'm still learning English, but I'm happy to meet you." This sentence is honest, kind, and shows effort. And that effort? People love it. It makes a great first impression. So forget about being perfect. Focus on being real. Clear speech, a calm voice, and a friendly attitude, that's what people will remember. Here's something many people forget: to make a good impression, you don't always need to talk a lot. In fact, sometimes it's better to listen more. Being a good listener is one of the most powerful social skills you can have. When you meet someone, ask simple questions and really listen to their answers. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Show interest. Nod. Say things like, "Really?" or "Wow, that's interesting." When people feel heard, they feel respected. And when they feel respected, they like you. It's that simple. Listening shows that you care. And care makes a strong, lasting first impression. So next time you meet someone, ask them about their day, their hobbies, or their family. Don't worry if your English is simple, the fact that you are listening and trying to understand is what matters most. People don't remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel. The final, and maybe most important, tip is this: be yourself. Don't try to be someone else to impress people. You don't need to act cool, or smart, or funny if that's not who you are. People like people who are real. When you try too hard to be perfect, others can feel it. But when you are honest, open, and relaxed, people can feel that too. If you're quiet, that's okay. If you're shy, that's okay. Just be kind. Be respectful. Be curious. And remember, everyone feels nervous sometimes. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone wants to be liked. You are not alone. So instead of thinking, "What do they think of me?" try thinking, "What can I learn about this person?" That small change in thinking can help you relax, and create a better, more natural first impression. So yes, learn the tips. Practice the skills. But also, trust that being yourself is enough. Now let's talk about something very real for English learners: the fear of first impressions. You want to make a good impression, but you're afraid your English isn't good enough. You think, "What if I say the wrong word?" Or, "What if they don't understand me?" These are normal thoughts. Many learners feel this way. But here's what you need to know: most people don't care if your grammar is perfect. They don't care if your accent is strong. They care if you are trying. They care if you're polite. They care if you smile, listen, and show interest. That's what people remember. So don't let fear stop you from speaking. You already have everything you need to make a great first impression. Your effort, your attitude, and your smile, these are stronger than any small mistake. When it comes to first impressions, confidence matters more than grammar. Of course, learning English is important. It helps you share your thoughts more clearly. But when you meet someone for the first time, what they notice first is your energy. Are you open? Are you kind? Are you respectful? People feel your presence, your body language, your tone, your mood, before they understand your words. So the next time you meet someone, don't think, "My English isn't good enough." Instead, think, "I can connect. I can listen. I can try." That's what confidence looks like. And when you feel confident, you make people feel safe and comfortable. That's a great impression. So yes, keep improving your English. But remember, The way you make people feel is even more important than the words you use. You may not see it, but you are already doing better than you think. You're watching this video. You're learning. You're thinking. You care about your communication. That means you are growing. Many people never even try. But you are trying. And that effort is powerful. Every time you speak English, even one sentence, you are building your confidence. Every time you meet someone and say hello, you are building your courage. And every time you keep going, even after making a mistake, you are becoming stronger. So don't give up. Keep learning. Keep showing up. The more you try, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the better your first impressions will be. Not because you are perfect, but because you are real, and kind, and trying. Now, let me speak directly to you. Yes, you, the person watching. You are more than one moment. You are more than one conversation. You are more than one impression. You are a whole story. You have a heart, a mind, a past, and a future. But now, you also have something powerful. You have understanding. You understand how first impressions work. You understand your brain, your emotions, your body language. You understand how to connect better. And this means, you can use it. You can make your next first impression stronger, kinder, and more confident. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present, be open, and be kind. That's enough. So here's my final message: keep showing up. Keep speaking. Keep learning. Every time you try, you grow. Every time you smile, you open a door. Every time you listen, you connect. First impressions are fast, yes. But they are not the whole story. You are writing your story every day. With your words. With your actions. With your heart. You are doing amazing, even if you don't always feel it. So go out there. Say hello. Ask questions. Make mistakes. Be human. And remember, the best first impression is just being yourself. Thank you for learning with me today.